Here's the question. How can we end the same cycle of extremely abusive relationships? I'm about to end it, but the fear of not becoming a mother soon enough. How can I ask the light of the Creator to send me a healthy man? What mantra can I start as of today to have a new life with miracles? The secret to how to attract the very thing we want is in the words that we are using. How do I attract a healthy man? I actually spoke about this today on a live. How do you attract a healthy man? So the Creator is very careful not to pour fine wine into a dirty styrofoam cup, right? A lot of times what we're asking for is equivalent to a $5,000 expensive fine wine. Now, imagine you're at a restaurant and you come in with a styrofoam cup, like a really elegant French restaurant. You come with a styrofoam cup that you just had some gas station coffee. And you finish this gas station coffee with your styrofoam cup, you place it on the table, and you ask the waiter to bring their finest wine and to pour it not in their glass cup, but in your styrofoam cup that has the residue of coffee. What do we think about this? Would you be able to enjoy this wine? Would you be able to even taste the fine notes of this wine? Would you be able to have the ambiance and the energy of this wine? And nobody would allow, the waiter would forbid this wine to be poured in this styrofoam cup that has the residue of gas station coffee. This is the same analogy as when we ask for our soulmate, or when we ask for a healthy man, or when we ask for wealth. I can promise you when my 7-year-old says, I want you to give me all your money right now, which he has said because he wants to go buy things, I know that if I gave him all my money today, this would be a very bad situation for a 7-year-old. Very, very bad situation. So, does the Creator want to give you a healthy man? The Creator wants to give you more than even a healthy. The Creator cannot wait. In fact, the Creator has given it all. But the Creator is very careful that you not only clean your styrofoam cup, but you elevate it to a beautiful crystal glass. And so I would ask the person who's ready to receive that to make a list of all the things that we can do spiritually, emotionally, physically, intellectually, to elevate to that vibration of that crystal glass. And it's such a simple exercise because every time I set a goal, I then try to make a list of every part of me that is not on the vibration of that goal. I asked one of my mentors, because it is a passion of mine to be able to reach, let's say, 1 billion people with the wisdom of Kabbalah. It's a passion of mine. It's a goal of mine. I see it. But there's a question here. What needs to happen to me to build a vessel to reach 1 billion people, for example? What would need to happen to the vessel of a person to reach not just a certain dollar amount of income, but that income would bring blessings, and those blessings would stay with you and not leave you? And this is a question. You know one of the answers I got about how you can reach the most amount of people? It wasn't, and of course, maybe it means to be a better public speaker. Maybe it means to be more learned and learn more wisdom, more Kabbalah, understand different wisdoms. Maybe it means, finding the right team, the right marketing team. All of those things are true. It's one of the categories you need to optimize. But what about spiritual optimization? And you know what the answer I got was the Creator will give you the audience of 1 billion people when you do not need the approval of 1 billion people. Because what would happen to any one of us, by the way, if all of a sudden 1 million people loved us and fed us energy for a year or years. And then in one day, they pulled that energy back. What would happen to us? We see what happens to celebrities. We see what happens to anyone who gets fame, especially too early. And the moment the barbarians are at the gate and the audience comes after you, they build you up and then they tear you down. What happens to those people? And so the vessel is shattered once again. And the Creator, in the infinite wisdom and support and energy of this universe, in order to ensure that you don't shatter, that you don't implode, rather withhold the energy and prepare you slowly to receive that energy in a way that you can both appreciate it and enjoy it, and not to lose it. So everything is really preparing our vessel for that. We can be part of that process and accelerate that process. And Kabbalah is probably the most powerful way. I wouldn't say the only way, but one of the most powerful ways to get us there. So that's how you find a healthy man. I would really want to know where you are at in all of these levels. Would you date yourself? Would you trust yourself? Would you be attracted to yourself? Would you abuse yourself? And these are all questions, difficult questions, but these are all questions that we need to ask. Somebody just wrote, how do we accelerate? This is a question you need to ask the Creator, like immediately. How do I accelerate my process? I can tell you, the moment you pray for an acceleration of the process, you will have an acceleration of things that will challenge you in order to squeeze out of you limited beliefs, frustrations, trauma, pain, and lack. That's what the acceleration of the process means. You want to accelerate the process, you accelerate the detox. Is detox bad? It's not bad at all. The only problem with detox is when it recirculates back into the system. You know, I once asked a really big health professional, what do you think if I do a 6-day green juice fast? I just drink kale juice for 6 days. Won't I be amazing? And she said to me, you will awaken so many toxins in your body. I said, isn't that a good thing? She's like, well, how are you going to get those toxins out? They're just going to recirculate in your body. You're going to get sick, and you're going to get a headache. Your skin's going to break out, and then it's going to recollect into your cellular DNA. So awakening the toxins is one thing. But maybe you need to drink a lot of water. Maybe you need to do a sauna. There's all these methods to pull the toxins out. So you need to be ready for both. You need to know that when the challenges come, we have to have the right consciousness, the right support system, the right community, the right tools to pull those toxins out. Otherwise, you're going to be doubly reactive and create more negativity. Doesn't that happen often? You know, when you're going through a breakup and you're going through a tough time, or any kind of loss for that matter, this is the time to create the greatest miracles. This is actually the time you can create the greatest destiny, because the one thing that has been feeding you, loving you, embracing you, making you feel powerful, making you feel amazing, and now it's gone, it means that you have the ability now to truly be like God. Because you had something holding you up, and now you're alone. And when you're alone, you can become like the Creator. You can actually do your spiritual work. You can't really do your spiritual work when everyone's feeding you energy. When you're successful, it's very hard to do spiritual work. When everyone says you're amazing, it's very hard to do spiritual work. When somebody is laying next to you and telling you they love you and embracing you and touching you and kissing you and hugging you and making you feel wonderful, how do you do spiritual work? How do you see the trauma? How do you see the garbage, right? When things are going well. So when things aren't going well, this is the time that the Creator is saying, okay, now I'm going to give you a space to create new miracles, and then blessings will come again. You can enjoy them. And then there'll be a space again. So if you're going through a difficult time, this is the detox period. And it's a wonderful thing. In fact, do not pray for it to end. That's the secret. And everyone's like, oh, when will this end? And I can just get back to enjoying life again. I will tell you that if you can enjoy the detox period, that's the fastest way to end it. praying for it to end is literally like you have a broken bone and you keep going to the doctor and begging him to take the cast off, thinking that if you take the cast off, you will be healed. There's no association with taking the cast off and having healed bones. The bones will heal when they heal. So you shouldn't ask the doctor to take the cast off. You should ask the doctor, what do I need to do to heal my bones? Okay, here's another question. But when nothing is happening, what does that mean? How do I make things move? Why do you need to make things move? Do you enjoy that nothing is happening? If the Creator wants nothing to happen right now, and our goal is to become like the Creator, then agree with the Creator. You have to first say, Creator, I totally agree that nothing is happening right now. I totally agree that I'm broke. I totally agree that I'm single. I totally agree that I cannot have a child. I totally agree that I'm getting older. I totally agree that I'm being rejected. I totally agree that I'm failing. I totally agree that I have this health condition. I agree with you. Because it wouldn't be there if the Creator didn't have a plan. Have you ever had a boss or have you ever been a boss of a company or, you were a manager? There's nothing more annoying than when you have an idea and your employee right away says, I disagree. Well, okay. But if you want someone to listen to you, if you want to actually be heard, you have to find a way first to agree. You have to first find where the common ground is. And it's very powerful when an employee says, you know what, I trust my boss. I trust my leader. Whoever my leader is, I trust. I may not agree at this moment. I may not see the whole picture, but I'm going to trust. And you know what? Tell your boss, you know what? I trust you. You have this idea for a reason. First, that should be your starting point. Then you can say, hey, listen, I trust you. And at the same time, I'd be happy to share some ideas about how we can make this even better. That's how you approach the Creator. If you're a parent, do you like when your children come to you and say, I disagree, I think you're wrong, I don't think you know what you're doing, it should be done this way? That's essentially what we're telling the Creator when we're praying for our process to get over with quickly. Go to the way, what would you like your children to do? You say, Mom, Dad, you know what? You have more wisdom than I do, you have more experience. I trust you. You must be saying this for a reason. So I'm going to start with trusting you. And by the way, if you're open, I would like to also share how I feel about how this process can be even better or smoother. Who's not going to listen to that? But if we come like angry children to the Creator and say, I'm tired of feeling this way, this is extending our process. That's not shortening it. Okay? And agreeing means appreciating. It means feeling it. It means enjoying it. You have to enjoy the pain, and then the pain expires, and you can go on to the next thing. Enjoy the pain, then you've finished the pain. And I'm not saying that's easy at all. It's not easy to enjoy the pain. And if you can't find a way to enjoy the pain, then the next best thing is to ask the Creator to help you enjoy it. Maximum effort and intent is all that matters. If your intention was to enjoy the pain, but you still couldn't get there, you still win the game. The Creator then does the rest. The Creator just wants to see you do the maximum that you can. How do you enjoy the pain without anxiety? Without anxiety. Well, again, same question I would ask the Creator. I would ask the Creator, why do I have anxiety? What am I anxious about? Be curious. What am I worried about? Anxiety means that I don't trust the future, that I feel that something in the future may not be coming to me. How can I trust the future? What do I need to do to trust the future? Maybe am I not trusting myself? Am I not trusting the Creator? Just ask questions. Usually you can remove anxiety by breaking fears. Anxiety, spiritually, Kabbalistically, means there's a light that's trying to come in that I'm ignoring. A light that's trying to come in. It's the same feeling you have when you have something on your to-do list that you're ignoring. You have anxiety. Because you know you're supposed to do something and you're not doing it. So this is called the surrounding light. It surrounds your soul and it causes pressure to get in, and we call that anxiety. And I'm not opposed to, if you need help, if you need supplements, if you need support, you need something to help you be less anxious. Right? We're not opposed to the, what I always like to call the samples. When you go to Costco, you go to a grocery store, there's samples there. Because the grocery store knows that sometimes you need to sample something before you try the full product. To me, I mean, many of you might know, I have a supplement brand. Is that my purpose in this world? Is that my passion? No. Okay, supplements. Is that the way to be healthy? No. Supplements do exactly that. They supplement. They are a sample. There is something that kind of gets you from point A to point B, but at the end of the day, a healthy diet, sleeping well, exercise, that's the full product. People take supplements and they don't take care of themselves in other ways. What's the point of the supplement? No point at all. So all the things in this physical world that we're given, all the pleasures, all the instant gratification, all the medicines, these are samples, so that we have the strength and certainty to go to the full product. The full product is the creator. But if you go to Costco or you go to a grocery store and you just eat samples all day, you will be banned from the store. You will be ashamed. You will look, everybody will frown upon you, and you will be banned from the store, because the whole point of the sample is that you buy the full product. A lot of people in this world have gotten accustomed to living a sample life. And they forgot that the full product is their soul. And their soul's connection to the light of the creator. Because there's no side effects there. Every other sample has a side effect that almost costs double what you got from it initially. And it's very interesting because there's not one medication in the world that the more you take it, it doesn't get less effective over time. There's not one supplement that doesn't get less effective over time. There's not one exercise or workout that doesn't become less effective over time. In this physical world, everything degrades. The only thing that is immortal is the creator. It's the secret to anti-aging. It's the secret to everything. Our connection to the light of the creator, which goes back to becoming like the creator. Affinity of form in every way. Like we should yearn and want to know and to beg the creator, how do I become more like you? In fact, show me the secrets of becoming like you. Show me your characteristics. Show me your traits. Reveal it to me in the books, reveal it to me in podcasts, reveal it to me on social media, reveal it to me through my children, reveal it to me through random people. You can ask for that. The whole universal algorithm will change if you ask for that. When you're looking to buy a red car or a certain type of car, you see that car everywhere because you switch the algorithm. The creator shows it to you. We'll do one more question. How is what I'm sharing relating to Tikkun? Which Tikkun, for those of you who haven't taken Kabbalah 1, means my soul's correction. That which I need to correct, which is not just one thing often, it's many things. So when these experiences are linked to our Tikkun, and we are praying to get rid of it. Okay. So Tikkun has 3 levels to it. I talk about this in Kabbalah1.com. It's a free masterclass. If you haven't taken it, I 100% recommend that you do. There's Tikkun that's time-based. There's Tikkun that's location-based. And there's Tikkun that's soul-based. A time-based Tikkun means that there's a moment in time that in a past life, at this exact moment in time, you were meant to correct something, meaning a lack or a fear was presented to you, and we missed the opportunity at that moment in time. So that moment in time has to come back again. Location-based could be I'm visiting New York City for a week, and there are sparks of light that I lost from a past life or a prior time I was here. Because I was negative, selfish, reactive, I acted opposite the Creator, and I lost sparks of light. I created some negativity, on 48th and 3rd. So I need to come back to 48th and 3rd. Or I need to come back to New York, and I'll be tested in that same spot in some way. Someone will come and test me in that spot. It's a location-based tikkun. And that's why often we feel called to travel to certain countries. We feel this desire or passion to move somewhere, to drive somewhere. You miss an exit on the freeway and you have to drive another mile for the next exit. That wasn't an accident. That was sparks of light that needed to be collected in that 1 mile stretch that maybe was lost past life. And the way you elevate those sparks is by having certainty and happiness and appreciation. You act like the Creator in a time that you don't want to. You probably just want to curse the driver or curse yourself or curse the universe for that 1 mile and that extra 10 minutes you just wasted. But instead you say thank you. You say pause, what a pleasure, thank you, thank you. You say thank you for the whole mile. You elevate the sparks. And then there's soul-based tikkun, which is kind of the one that we're more familiar with, which is who we are on the inside, our traumas, our fears, our baggage. And that's a day-to-day awakening that happens. And every single person in our lives, including the children that are born to us, are uniquely designed, surgically placed to help us with our tikkun. In fact, all of us listening right now, if we're in a classroom together, if we're in an audience together, we all have tikkuns that we share with each other. We all have soul connections that we share with each other. And I could probably talk about this in the next podcast, which is soul journeys and soul contracts, and how we have contracts with each other and how to fulfill contracts and how we often delay contracts. So thank you all for joining. Hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you all.